Which, if you go to a lot of like Asian heavy suburbs, you'll see those kinds of houses. This is as good as replenishable gets in my business. You can be your own pricing model because buyers come to you to get what they need. Yep. Yeah. Alright, ladies and gents, our one stop did not disappoint. First stop, we've got this massive bag. You see, I think we ended up with, we spent $224. There's like a whole bunch of items. Good morning. How are you? I've had to unpack all the stuff that we picked up yesterday from that one thrift store, which was insane. Today I gotta pack the orders because normally we pack on Monday and Wednesday. It is Tuesday, but Tuesday is packing day. We talked to you guys about what sold. I'll show you guys some of the nicer items that we picked up from the op shop because I don't think we need to do an item thing anymore. A lot of bread and butter stuff, but some really nice things and for good prices too. So we'll do that. All right, we're back at the packing bench. Out of these two, these are items that we've sold last night. So we packed yesterday, and these are the items that have sold from Monday afternoon until what is now Tuesday morning. This is a haunted mansion. If you press the button, it makes a howling noise. There's a light that kind of shines into the corner. It's really scary and spooky. And then if you turn it enough times, the roof collapses, which you can then restore and lift the pole. Very, very cool piece. This one also very nice because it's a switch. You can see one track goes in here. You can make it go 1 into 2, like that. One piece. And then we have this Danger with Trees clickety-clack track, which is a very faulty piece. And then when the trains go past, you kind of go like this. You're supposed to kind of go like that, and it collapses. There's a way to it. It doesn't work the way it should. It's a faulty piece. It's a known thing. The interesting thing is though, because this came from a set with James, it's a smaller set, but it's iconic in a story where he's kind of going through a bunch of trees and they collapse. And they have a version of this in the Take and Play and also in the Trackmaster. This order is $90 plus shipping. This is the 40. This one actually sold for the 50. So if you do see this track piece, do pick it up. Obviously, you need to have the trees. The trees do come off, and occasionally you'll find that they're glued on. Even if they're glued on, doesn't matter. The buyers are happy for them to be glued on because it adds to the story. I've seen people on YouTube put different trees on there to try and relive it. But if you have the original trees like these ones and they look like that, feel free to glue them back on and list it. No issues. The next bunch of buildings that we've sold is we've got a clickety-clack wooden blue Sodor Bay bridge. It looks like that. Some people will have multiples of these spanning their living room, so it looks like, Thomas is going all the way around the island. The thing to note with these ones is, even though there's rods that keep the width of the track, the plastic does warp in as well. So if you do pick these up and run a train through it, yes, because if it's warped, the train won't go through. It's a very tight fit. And you'll get some annoyed buyers as a result. The other thing is, if for the track to hold, you need to have this wooden piece that's underneath here, and it does come off. This is mint condition, so it's quite snug, but over time it does loosen and come out. So if you do see them in bulk lots, and you go, oh, the bridge is there, it sells for this much money. In this case, I might as well tell you, this one sold for $30 plus shipping. make sure these blocks are there. If they're not there, no go. It will just fall right through and it's pretty useless to the buyer. The other piece they bought is a gantry crane. It looks like that. Essentially, there's a cargo crane. It's got 2 lanes. It's got a V-shaped piece of track, very similar to the double-sided, the double-door engine shed that we sold yesterday. That we had 2 listed, so sold one yesterday and this one sold today, both for the same price, $59.95. Essentially, you've got a V-shaped track that kind of goes from 1 into 2, similar to the Ghost, the Haunted Mansion 1 into 2. 1 into 2 helps to vary track layout. The gantry crane sold for $39.95. This one sold for $59.95, and then as a nice little cherry on top, they also bought a scenic house for $12. So all that plus shipping to the same buyer, also a regular buyer who tends to, when they buy one piece, they buy multiple. If you set up your buyers to buy more and to expect that your store will be replenished to their liking, multi-item orders is the way to go. I know we talk about one-off items being slow and we want to go for replenishables, but once again, if there's profit there for the work being done, sure, replenishables may lead to less work, and usually does, because you're just listing one item, multiple quantities, and you're just, maybe just fulfilling rather than having to list multiples. But if you're making more money if you can make more money from listing one-off items, why not? There are 2 ways to make money. Obviously, for myself, being younger, I recognize that with reselling, sometimes it's people getting into it once they've had a career and they want to try something a little bit different, a little bit less stressful, still work, no politics, and you want that thing that's also maybe less strenuous on the body. For me, I'm okay to do the labor. I do want to have the replenishable ease of making money at some point in the future. For now though, this is as good as replenishable gets in my business, creating niche stores as opposed to everything stores, so that my buyers know what to expect, getting multi-item orders instead of single item orders. That way I'm compounding the reward on the effort that I'm putting in. I need someone to do a pickup. RS6. I'll be right up, yeah. We sold these Pixar cars to a regular buyer for $40 plus shipping. This one is Jeff Gorvet. It's the silver edition. This one came out in like 2019, so I've had this for a while. This was part of a clearance lot. Target was selling these for $8. Then they slashed them, and then finally it was like $4. Random selection. Just enter a number and they'll ship the quantity to you. If they had it in stock, they ship it to you. And you can see them kind of going, this order's coming from this Kmart, that Kmart, this Target, wherever. And long story short, we've ended up buying like a grand's worth of these, so about 200 something units. And we've just been slowly selling these through as we've gone along. So this one sold for, I think this is $20 as in the order, yep. And then we have these 2 Ramones as well that they've bought for 10 each. So that's the mini one, and that's the supercharged one that is gold. If you ever see a shop clearing out items that you are sure will sell over time and financially you can afford to incur the cost, my stance is do it, because cost of goods is important, and we also, obviously if you're incurring debt to try and do it, then that's not a good idea, because then the interest kind of eats into your profit margin. But if it's like once in a lifetime, you know that it will sell over a reasonable period of time. Your business has other ways to make money. You buying that inventory doesn't lock you out from doing other things. Go for it, because in some categories you've got you do require a faster turnover, whereas for reasons like expiry when it comes to consumable goods, or maybe it's a trendy item where if you don't sell it quickly enough, your items fall out of demand. But if it's collectibles where your store is built for that, and in the future you know that it will be still in demand, and if anything the price continues to go up, take a punt. This is essentially what's left. This tray here is what's left of that 200 something units that we bought. So there's like 20 on the box. We bought other ones as well. When we did buy that lot, there were many duplicates. So for example, we've got like this one. This is Ernesto. He's a rookie, but we've got one here. There's like 2 more under here. So this is a only in the 3rd movie, only for a period of time, a short period of time. Not a particularly in demand type character, but there are kids who still want to complete their collection. So hence why they're the ones that are left over. But in terms of the sought after cars, the well known cars, this is my last Jackson Storm from that lot. So yeah, do it if you financially can afford it. When an important thing about buying retail or clearance is you need to know that the price is never going to get lower than this. You oftentimes hear me talk about the comic book situation where I bought 3,000 comic books for $900, so that's like 30 cents a book. And if they were in very good to near mint condition, some in mint condition, I said to Jenny at the time when I brought that whole carload of comic books back, this was probably in our 3rd year of reselling full time, 2nd year maybe even, and she was just like, why you don't have no, this is so much work, why did you do this? And I went, because it's not going to get better than this. And fast forward, you guys know the story of that. We paid $900, we made like 20 grand on top, and then we sold the last 1,000 books for $1,000 to somebody to sell in like their local shop. If I see another lot of comic books at that price point for that condition in that quantity, I'm not thinking about it, I'm picking it up anyways. So I think it's pretty similar with this as well. This obviously isn't as good of a comparison in terms of like percentage flip or time to sell, but I've not seen brand new cars go for cheaper than $4 something per car with quantity. I may have seen like $3 at a local toy world where there's like in a bin and the cards have already been scrunched up. It's not something that I want to sell to a collector. So if you know for a fact that that's the situation, go for it. Like, just jump on the opportunity whilst other people go, I'm not sure. Not something you see every day. These are 2 fire trucks. This one is called the Blaze Blitzer, and this one is called the Hazard Squad. They both sold for $10 each plus shipping. Normally when I sell fire stuff, I sell more than one to the same person. Back when I was comping them individually, I didn't really see the point because it didn't feel like the listings were, there was enough of a sample size to get a price. So for example, you look up one particular truck and you'll get a range from $50 for it brand new to say $3 for it loose, and it'd be internationally like 20 listings. And you what's the point? Because it doesn't feel like there's any real desire to sell or demand for them. And then when you look at the sold comps, you'd see this one would sell in this country, that one sold in that country. It didn't really provide any conclusive evidence as to them being worth picking up individually. And then when I put them into the store and started replenishing the range, I realized that's because there wasn't much to buy to begin with from any one particular seller. And so with fire trucks, construction, and just utility vehicles like dump trucks, recycling trucks, things like that, bulldozers, I will, petrol tankers, whenever I get them, I tend to try and list them all in one go. So for example, I'll list a bunch of articulated trailers, containers, matchbox convoy stuff, super rigs, transporters, tractor trailer type things, all in one go, 50 in a day, for example. And then the collectors will come, they'll buy like 5 here, 3 here, 2 here. So that's kind of the game with those ones. But recognizing if you just go based on comping active and sold, the story's not there and you're just going to let it go. I'm quite happy with this because a lot of people who perhaps don't watch my content will not pick these up. I pick it up because I create an environment where it's worth picking it up and selling them. So this is almost like it's a low competition, easy money for me, if that makes sense. And it does make me ask you the question then, as a reseller, how are you creating an environment within your own store to encourage that purchase process? We've mentioned upselling in this video, we've mentioned knowing what your buyers expect, we've mentioned replenishing range. Ultimately, the products are just the products, environment does matter. Sure, they search on eBay to find the item, and from the item they find you. Once they find you, is there more that they can do with you? And that's important because ultimately, if it's just about the item, yeah, these items are not worth picking up, hands down. I've been asked constantly over the last 2 years on YouTube, why not sell better margin items, higher margin items, more sought after items? Because the fact is, these items still sell on eBay. They are still in demand, but you need to create an environment where a following can happen. And so that's the business model of my choice, because then I don't have to keep chasing trends and stuff like that. I don't like that. I prefer to go, this is what my store is about. And if I can be known for a certain thing and people come to me, then I don't have to worry about anything else. I have to worry about what the market's doing. And oftentimes we'll sell items for more than what other sellers might sell them for if they lock them up, if they sell it every once in a while. And the other thing also is, when comping, you often hear people say, pick where you want to be in comps. If you pick it too high, you'll sit for longer, which makes sense. If you pick it low, you'll sell faster, sure. Or you can just price relative to what your store normally does anyways, which means if you're the kind of store where a common car sells for $3 and an expensive one, a more complex one sells for 10, and then a sought after complex one sells for 20, you can be your own pricing model, because buyers come to you to get what they need. It's no longer about the pricing anymore. You know what I mean? It's like with restaurants. If you go to some restaurants, you'll have glasses of sparkling water for $2, and then other ones will charge you $5. The difference? Choosing to be in an environment where you get your needs met a certain way, or your wants met a certain way. And you can do that. You can do that. It just takes a little bit of thought and understanding the buyer that you're catering to. These are going to a regular buyer. They've only collect Datsuns, and so this time they're going for the 240Z. In total, they sold for $60 plus shipping. This is a multi-pack item. This is the only one that was ever sold loose on a cart. This is from Fast and Furious. You can see with I think the dragon on there. These two are part of dioramas, so they come in like a box where you've got 4 cars, and they sell for used to be $29. Now the price has gone up to $37. If you break the pack, normally you can sell individual cars for up to $20 each, which we've done here, $23 and $24. And this one is a multi-pack car that is the only one without rubber tires. This one sold for $12. Alright, this one is Optimus Prime, and you'll probably realize he's missing his back. But it's still sold for $5 plus shipping to Peru. So somebody has the parts for it, and they were like, how's the condition of the rest? And I said, pretty good. It's still stiff. It's just that we're missing the back bit. Done. So they paid $5 plus international shipping for this half Optimus. The Transformer part selling game is not really a thing for me anyways. The number of times I've listed for parts Transformers, and I just get a bunch of lowballs anyways. So the way I look at it is, I go, if I see a bunch of parts, if it's a common Transformer figure, $5, small, $5. If it's a bigger one, $10, I'll let it go. I'm not trying to get maximum dollar for parts. There are some people who make a business out of it, to that point about creating an environment where they'll part out their Transformers and they'll go, the left wing is $20 and the right blaster is $20 and so forth. I feel like that requires an actual store for it, and if I did want to get into it, I'll probably make a store for it. Just not something I'm interested in doing, because when I buy bulk lots, the Transformers I get are for the most part complete, or sufficiently complete that they don't require parting out for them to move. Rather use the space to store Hot Wheels cars, because those things move a lot faster too. So once again, does the category sell? Yes. Do you have anything better to sell than that category? Yes. Sell that better thing instead too. Context matters. Making decisions based on your circumstances, not based on what you watch us do on YouTube, because we're only telling you what we do based on what we know. There are a bunch of other categories out there, products out there that I could be selling that I've got no understanding of, no access to, or at least not that I've tried. Because at the moment, I'm pretty much set. I kind of know what I can sell. I've got toy cars, toy trains, I've got action figures, I've got dolls that I can process like Bratz and Monster High, I've got Sylvanian families, we've got adult clothing, we've got baby clothing. If I want to do more, I would like something to, like, lightning strikes when you change your environment a little bit. That's why we go on holiday. And then when we come back, we go, never thought of it that way. It's 3 things, right? I got to enjoy what I do, I got to make money, and it's got to be something that I understand. So if I don't enjoy it, make money, but understand it, I've got other options. These are, what I have here is something that I enjoy, make money, and I understand already. And then it's just a matter of looking again to see if there are other things that I can do that I enjoy, make money, and also understand. This is a Batman Young Justice Invasion figurine from 2009. This one sold for $20. I like this one because the later Batman, they have like a more of a Superman kind of flowy cape, whereas this style from that Young Injustice brave and bold kind of range. Justice League Unlimited. They've got this kind of squared off cape that goes there, really, really like, sounds like that. This one we sold for $20 plus shipping. The limbs are very stiff, as you can tell. It's good, it's good. So whenever I see these 6-inch DC figurines, I do pick them up if they are a little bit unique. I try to stay away from even good condition, good limbed basic figurines, because there's just a lot. And DC over licenses their stuff anyways, which makes it kind of hard to differentiate the okay stuff from the great stuff. You ever dig into the trinket pile? You know, some op shops have this basket at the counter where kids can just rummage through and pick something up for 50 cents or $1. Sometimes they'll let them have it for free. It's that little feel-good basket of charity toys. And usually when you rummage through it, you get this feel of light, hollow plastic. Usually it's Happy Meal toys, Ushis. You don't expect to pick this up though. Like a heavy weighted, who made this one? It's made by Together, 2012 Nintendo Luigi on pipe figurine. This one sold for $15 plus shipping. It's got a weight to it. You listen to that. So yeah, this was a very interesting find, rummaging through that tongue going, that doesn't look like it should be there, but someone clearly didn't know to not put it there. Win for us. And in clothing we have a pair of Acilio like leggings pants. It's like one of those, it feels like one of those brands where your legs have to be a certain length, otherwise it doesn't look good on you, because it's not meant to crumple at the bottom, it's meant to just be from hip all the way to ankle. And I find with these items, just that alone limits the market. They tend to move slower. We paid $2 for this at clearance. This one we sold for 20. So my expectations with these brands is they will sell when they sell. And actually there's a mermaid dress that we picked up from the op shop yesterday that we paid $8 for. That I'm also not expecting to move super quick, but when it does move, we paid good money. We paid for to the person who is tall enough to show that dress off. I'll show you guys that in a bit. Then we have a Portman's dress. I learned from Alex, Discord, that front zips are better than back zips for dresses, which is interesting, right? Because when she said it to me, it's front zip, you should ask for more. I was like, of course, because whenever girls wear dresses, like do this and then you try and do that, you try and like, it's annoying. And looking at comps, front zips, if the zips also present well and they're nice and shiny and not like scratched and the coating has come off, they sell for more than the dresses that have back zips and side zips. So this is a front zip Botman's dress. Floral, nothing particularly spectacular about it. It's that whole cotton elastane type of material. Even the actual print is it's not my favorite. There are definitely more vibrant prints out there that I've come across in the course of selling clothing, but we still sold it for $25 plus shipping, so I'm not going to complain about that. One of the dresses that I kind of wanted to, so I offered it to Jenny first. I said, hey, this is your size, would you want it? If you like it, you can keep it. And she tried out, she was like, not really my type, because Karen Millen is one of those dresses that you need to be taller, and Jenny is more petite. So I love it. It's that navy blue like satin finish, but it's also got that bird of paradise rainbow of colors going for it. The bird of paradise is a funny one. When my parents just bought their place here, the neighbors came over and were inquiring, like trying to get to know them, but kind of wanting to build up enough rapport to say, hey, are you planning on keeping the garden? Because there's this really nice bird of paradise in that garden. What they didn't realize was we had that in our garden back home when I was growing up as well. It's one of my mom's like favorite flowers. The neighbors just had this impression that, and this is like early 2000s when more Asians were coming through to Melbourne, and their impression was not wrong, by the way, that when Asians buy big houses, they will usually concrete the garden and just use it as like a spare parking space or a place to gather. Which, if you go to a lot of like Asian heavy suburbs like your Keysborough, Dandenong, Springvale, you'll see those kinds of houses where you drive past, there's almost whatever grass that was at the front is not there. They've bricked up the whole thing, and it's just like an additional parking space for a car or a place where they do Tai Chi or whatever it might be. So they were like, please don't remove the garden. And I was like, we like the garden, we're going to keep maintaining it, and they still have. So bird of paradise is one of those flowers, has a place in my heart, I guess. It's a beautiful thing, and against a backdrop of like deep navy blue, stunning dress. We sold this one for $60 plus shipping. Okay, packing done. Time to show you guys what I picked up yesterday. And then get ready, then cook dinner for the family. A reminder that in Melbourne we're going to be doing a reseller meetup. Come join our Discord, we've got a channel specifically for discussions around that. Looking forward to seeing you there if you're looking to meet other resellers in the Melbourne area. Welcome to the clothing sorting area. Last time we did one of these videos, it was in the living room over there, but at the moment on the floor we've got a slot car track, so this will have to be where we do it. Also in the study, we needed to make more space to put more pick bins, and so I've cleared off this area. This is usually where we hang our laundry, as you can tell, kids' clothing. The this table, I intended for it to be like a like a study table for the kids to do homework together, but so far they haven't needed that much space yet. Usually they just deploy on the dining table, get it done, pack it up, and put it in their bags. I like the whole satchel idea, because in Malaysia we don't have satchels when it comes to homework. It's just a whole bunch of like exercise books. Every subject has a textbook and then a workbook, and so it's just a stack of books, which requires you to have a study table and a bunch of shelves. Whereas with primary school now, I find with kids it's just all their books are at school. They come home with a satchel, they do their work, whatever is in the satchel, put it in the satchel, back in their bag, which is cool. So yeah, this desk is essentially where I sort, I dump, and then when it's time to take photographs of clothing, I just come and grab it and go, grab and go. So this is, in terms of what we picked up yesterday, this is in Lilydale. I very rarely go up that way because it's just out of the way, and then and I only discovered that because we bought our car from a dealership in Lilydale. They've got like a Vinnie's there that's quite a big one, and then there's a Salvo's down just literally walking distance away that is significantly quieter. Nevertheless, great selection of stuff. And whenever I go there, I tend to find nicer brands than if I go around where I am. So this one is a Gorman patch top. I think it's wool from memory. If I look at the content label, yep, merino wool. It's from 2023. I looked up this one on the website. It's still on sale at the moment, brand new for $99. So we paid $10 for this one. We'll probably get $50 for it. Still pretty good. I like the fact that it's got this kind of like yellow and red and maroon, and then they alternate the stitching in between as well. Very interesting piece. That's Gorman. This one is Zaket and Plover. I've noticed comms on this one is around that $20, $30 for sweaters, and this one is the more colorful of compared to what's available. The one I noticed was like 2-3 colors. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. That's what the label looks like there. This one we paid $6 for. Agma jacket, kind of a no-brainer. It's like a work jacket. It's the flying jacket, Dinkum Dry clothing. Agma, they do like bluey, Norwillen bluey jackets as well. So this one I'm guessing will be like a $20, $30 flip. We paid $5 for this. Seed knits. They make such pretty knits, Seed. And this one still smells like perfume. This one was actually on a rack that was coming out. So it looks like it was recently donated, rack coming out. Doesn't smell like op shop. Size S. I like it. What else we got? We got, this is a Seed dress as well. This one, yes, size 12. Very pretty, very light. This one probably will sell closer to like spring, summer. I can't say no to a very good condition mustard dress. This is Adidas. Anything Adidas that has their like native prints and bling printed in the logo, I always pick up because that stuff generally sells quite well. It's not boring. This one was $3. We'll probably get 15 to 20 for that. Jackie E I don't normally pick up, but this one is a size 8. It's in excellent condition. I recently sold a tweed jacket like this in Jules, and it had a very similar finish where this one has got that pink and black, but the pink and gray, sorry, and then there's like a yellow and green kind of speckle going through it with a bit of red. The Jules one sold for 80, so we'll see how much this one goes for. We only paid 5 for it anyway, so it's not like as if it sells for 20 it's a bad buy, especially now that we're in colder weather. So we'll price it, the aim is to price it to sell before the winter's over. So hopefully it moves in a couple of months. I like this one. This one, the manager was like, hey, I know you want this Tommy Hilfiger American Classics New York coat. We paid $12 each for these. So this is, I said each because double-breasted coat. This one is red. We have one in red and we have one in black. And they've also been dry cleaned, which is really cool. I don't know what these will sell for. I'm hoping around the $80-90 mark, and hoping that we can price it so that it moves before the end of winter again. We have Disney Resort or Disney Parks Hong Kong Mickey Mouse jumper. So this one's got that kind of, that, trying to hold it with the light. It's got Sunday Sweethearts on it, and it's reversible. And Disney Park stuff. There was another hoodie somewhere in there as well. That's Disney Resort or Disney Parks. This one will be expecting around the $30 mark for. Something like that. And there's a green kind of Mickey there too. I'm going to try and turn on those lights to see if it helps with the lighting. Billabong thick knit. No brainer really. Nice and red, heavy. I think material is polyester for this one. Acrylic. Probably expect 30 for that. Country Road vest. Size 12. It's a button up, not a zip. The thing that I looked for with this one was that the buttons are all still nice and shiny. No corner like scratches or scuffs. Hoping to get about 30-40 for that. Portman's maxi skirt, size 10. Very pretty. It's like a beige. It's got like a double buckle there. Button is still nice and tight, not loose and flimsy. It's got a front split to it. I don't know what this is called, where you've got that line going down the skirt. Is that a pleat? Do we call that a vertical pleat? What is that? Expect 20-30 for that skirt. Paul and Shark Yachting. One of those brands that has a pretty good sell-through, consistently around that 20-30 mark. So this is a polo. It's a lighter polo. It's got that white against the blue, which I quite like. And also, I'm not sure if you can see, but if I'm moving it around, the color does kind of change between blue and white, depending on the angle. Very nice. Expecting about 30 for that. 2 MJ Bale shirts. I was not gonna pick these up initially, and then I looked up comps and I realized they sell in bundles. So these are size 40. They're both samurai. They're both white with that same shade of blue, just in different stripe thickness. So I plan on bundling these up and selling them for, as a bundle for $30. Zion, these are Zion 7s. They are size 7Y, which is okay. They have sold on eBay before for 70. We paid 12 for it. So in this condition, especially when all of this stuff that normally gets rubbed is still intact, it's looking promising. Even on the heel, very minimal heel rub. we can expect them to sell for between 50 and 70 as well. Nike Rival. Okay, so Nike Rival? Yeah, Zoom Rival Waffle. These are running shoes. These ones we paid 10 for. The reason I picked these ones up is because they look dirty because of that waffle finish, but it's actually not dirty. This is what they look like when they're white. The other thing is the color. So the other colors that are for sale on eBay at the moment were they were like not this. Whereas in this case you've got blue and you've also got pink. So I reckon these will do alright, probably around that $50 mark. I found this little pig for $2. It says, "Be a dreamer, reach for the sun. In all you do, dream big dreams, then make them come true." My daughter just started reading at the moment, and I was like, oh my gosh, this would be such a cool thing to. And they haven't even, the to and from is empty. So I figured when she is more competent in reading, it'd be nice to go like, here you go. It's like, oh, it's a little picky. I like going thrifting to pick up things for the kids because they genuinely appreciate it. They also, what's the word? It helps them to. It's like it's a, how to put it? It's the ability to do little things for them consistently that allows them to feel loved and thought of without getting carried, without me feeling the pressure that if I get carried away that I might actually feel like I can't keep it up. So for example, like growing up, you know, we were given like treats, we were given rewards for various things, and the size of the reward was relative to the achievement that we had. And when it came down to it, affordability was a part of it, and I was like, I don't want that. So going thrifting, finding some little things, I built a little bank of like treats and nice little trinkets where I'm able to kind of just go, here you go, and they know that they've been thought of regularly. So that's kind of something that I've been doing, which I quite enjoy. I'm sure I'm not the only parent who does that too. This is a Uniqlo vest. This one, it has like a floral kind of inside. It's also very light. This one we can probably expect about 20 for. They are Basque lace lattice jacket. I like this one. I reckon 20. Basque is one of those brands where we don't seem to get much for it, which is okay, but they do sell. When I first started picking them up, I was like, oh, you know what? I'd rather pick up more expensive brands, but then I find that the shops don't tend to ask for more than $5 a piece anyways, so like, yeah. And then usually when they go on clearance, $2, I buy it, and then they move along with the other brands. So long as they don't look plain, there's something special about it. This is Tommy Hilfiger. We paid $4 for this. These are slim fit chinos, the green, size 34. You can expect about 30 for them, in excellent condition. Country Road 2-ply cotton shirt, probably $30 or $20 on the best offer. Kathmandu like jacket, hiking jacket. This one will be this backpack, sorry, we'll be looking for around 30-40 for this. The reason I picked this one up is because it still smells new, looks new, and there's like no pull on the fabric at all. What else do we got? Mountain Designs, the Clo windbreaker. This one we probably expect about 30 for. It's a size 16. This is green, also as new condition. Liz Jordan jacket. It's got that kind of velvety finish to it. Paid $4 for this. This is a size M, expecting about 30 for that. And there were these two witchery jackets. One of them was $5. No, sorry, De Cuba. One was $5 and one was $3. One is a size 8, one is a size 6, but they're very similar in that they look like, you know, those band jackets, that double-breasted kind of thing. So this one is grey, this one's blue, same buttons on them. Expecting 30 each. We had, I know it keeps going, it was a really good haul. This one is Black Friday, size 6. Probably expecting about 20 bucks for that. It's got that gold and black with, and the buckles have like no wear on them. So we'll be definitely taking up close photos of the buckles to show that. Glasson's top, I don't normally pick up Glasson's because I find Glasson's gets worn through a bit. This one's still in excellent condition. It was also part of that half price rack, so 4 bucks. Hoping for about 15 to 20. Sailor Venus, Sailor Moon stuff sells. If you see Sailor Moon stuff that's in good condition, pick it up. This one you can tell there's like no stretch on the clothing at all. On the shirt, this is Sailor Venus. This one will go for 20 bucks. What else do we have? Seed like slip dress. This one will be 30, but probably sell closer to spring, summer. Look, City Chic. This one was $1. That's very pretty. Not sure what the price is at. It's not a brand that I have in my store consistently, because most of the stores that I go to, they price it up because it's a brand that the ladies know. So the fact that this was $1, I was like, oh, you know what? It's nice. It's got that kind of that layered, tiered look to it. What do you guys reckon? 30 bucks? Q is a brand I'm familiar with. This one is, I liked it for, there's like this little pleated bit at the back. It's really nice. It's actually more, it looks grey, but it's more of a green. It's like a really dark shade of green grey. This size 12. This one will probably end up getting us what, 30. Kenzo jeans. One pair. They're really, really cool. Funky. And even got a really cool tag there. So one pair of Kenzo jeans. 2 pairs of Kenzo jeans. I know Kenzo sells for good money. I have no idea how much these will actually sell for. I'll probably end up just commenting in the comments of the video once I comp these. Actually, I haven't comped them. I was like, you know what, they're interesting. I'm picking them up anyways. And they will sell for whatever they sell for. This is Portman Status. I don't pick up Portman Status often because they tend to be more understated for work. But this one has like 2 lace panels here, which I quite like. When I showed it to Jenny, she was like, ooh, this is nice. So you can spend about 20 for that. Seed Heritage, brand new with tag, it's $1. Because there is a stain. So I'm gonna go and spot clean this one. If we can spot clean it, we can sell it. If we can't spot clean it, it was only $1. Another basque skirt. It's quite nice. This one will be 15 to 20. For revenue, dress for $1. I know. This one, very clean. There's only like one nick here that I gotta run the razor over. But apart from that, in its new condition, we can expect about 30, 40 for this one. Country Road T-shirt dress in XXS. I know that they're common. Reason I picked this one up was because of the diagonal stripe. I quite like the diagonal stripe. That intrigued me a bit. Adriana Papel, like a dress with a slip, shift dress with a slip. This one, I also quite like the lace. It's not floral. It's like a link, almost like, it looks like floral, but you look a bit closer, it's more like chain links. Very, very cool. I'm guessing about 40 for this one. Princess Highway dress. Normally don't pick up plain dresses, but this one was interesting because when I look a little bit closer, there's like a gold kind of glittery finish to it. So from here you can't quite tell, but I'm not sure if I bring it closer you can tell or not. It's got that gold underneath it. So we'll be taking lots of photos to reflect that. Has a belt, comes with a belt. Happy about that. Liz Jordan blouse. Similar to the Adriana Papel one from before. Looking for about $20 for that. Veronica Main dress, floral. Did I point out about how that Portman's dress from before didn't pop? This is kind of what I like. Very pretty. But also